I've never seen it.
So this is actually, I guess we'll go right into it. Joke was all you've never seen Titanic before.
Correct. I've never seen it.
Amy, have you seen Titanic before?
Of course.
Yeah, because you're someone.
You're a you were.
And honestly, it really threw off my future sex life for a long time, seeing Titanic.
That Joe hadn't? Oh, that you...
Oh, just the, like, draw me like one of your French girls, the one hand print in the foggy glass.
Yeah.
You know.
It really adjusted
I
my
was really
expectations.
searching for that
That's what
for
you
a
wanted,
long
and you were
time.
just
Yeah.
Do your parents have an old car? Such an old car.
Yeah, I actually waited until I graduated from high school to lose my virginity. Okay.
This affected my sexual experience as well because I didn't expect us to both survive.
Yeah. You're getting into a cold
Right.
Atlantic Ocean with a woman.
Titanic really set unrealistic squad goals. I don't, that's what threw me out of the movie was when Kate Winslet said hashtag squad goals.
And you were like, hashtag. That's really...
She kept saying digital tic-tac-toe board.
Well, also that am I allowed to say something about the movie? Even
Yeah.
though
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Joe starts editing
Yeah,
all of the
exactly.
script.
Hold on.
Jack gets the ticket to the Titanic in a poker game. And you know.
My version is a little different.
Let's do the script here, and then we'll talk about Titanic
That
and
also
the
made me wanna
accuracies
play
and
poker,
inaccuracies.
you know.
Right, that was your rounders.
my
was the first
rounders.
6 minutes of
Yeah.
Titanic.
And I was like, that's it. I'm going to die on a boat if
You
I
are,
keep
you
going
are
this way.
a gambling addict.
A-
We know that.
A joke I have done that has never worked a single time in the history of probably 20 times was about how at the Field of Dreams, you know the Field of Dreams Museum? Or you know the Field of Dreams, the movie? It's a museum,
Okay.
and you can go there, and the field is owned by the country. It's like a national landmark. So you can play baseball on the field for free. They put bats out. It's like super cool. There's a gift.
Yeah,
You can
sounds
play
cool.
baseball on the field,
I had no idea.
and then the people who own the house try and sell tickets to come inside to the house.
Like they're kind of separate
They're like, you want to see where he saw the field?
from the
Like,
house.
They're not the same place at all. He's like, you want to come inside where
Wait,
Kevin
I have
Costner
such
had
a dumb
coffee?
question, but Field of Dreams is a fictional.
It is. It's about,
about
but they
ghosts.
kept the set and everything. Yeah,
A lot of it is about ghosts.
I've not seen it. I know of it.
Yeah, it's one of those
Okay, I'll write
stretch the
Field of
truth
Dreams
movies
next
because
time.
in it Ty Cobb is not racist.
Yeah, really makes you
But-
think.
But it's wild to be like, here's a landmark of a fictional.
Here's the police. The reason you would come is free.
Was where they filmed it, presumably.
Yeah, it's the set where they filmed it in Dyersville, Iowa, and you can literally go play on it. It's beautiful. It's especially if you like baseball. And then there's just people like you want to see the living room where they were.
It's like, well, they didn't.
It's $20.
They didn't shoot the interiors
Right.
here.
They did. And the joke was always like, imagine if you went to like the set of the Titanic and they're like, yeah, come explore the boat. It's free. You want to see the room where he won the ticket playing poker? That'll be $100.
And I'm raising my hand. I'm
go.
ready
And
to
you're
go.
there.
I'm
Where
there.
the magic
yeah.
happens. Did you guys hear about they were gonna make a Field of Dreams TV show?
No.
No.
Mike Schur was going to produce it, the guy from Parks and Rec and The Good Place. And I learned about this. There's an article just about, the studios and how like kind of brazen they've been about starting things and then pulling the plug.
Yeah.
So they had started work on this Field of Dreams TV show to the point where they built a baseball field in like the middle of Iowa or something, or
I thought you were
somewhere.
going to say the middle of North Hollywood or Burbank.
That could also be it. I think they was like on location somewhere, but they pulled the plug, and so now there's just this baseball field sitting in the middle like of a cornfield somewhere
Damn.
that no one
That
has
isn't
ever.
and everyone has to be like, that's actually not the one.
No, this is similar, but
Your
different.
dad is not there. That one is based mostly nonfiction.
I'm going there.
I mean, that's probably the funniest movie I've ever heard someone think might be real.
Okay, never seen it. Never seen it. I was thinking like that it was like a League of Their Own, but for boys, kind of.
That's just
And
Regular
I guess it's
baseball.
a league-
I think there's a lot of movies like that.
Yeah.
Air Bud is almost that.
Yeah.
What about Air Bud except with humans?
Air Bud is a movie about baseball for me. Dogs. Yeah.
Amy does identify as a dog.
Yeah. Arf.
All right, we'll have to censor that. So is there anything you want to preface with, Joe, coming into it? This is maybe the most famous movie,
yes.
right? I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, no.
You couldn't convince me a movie's more famous
Well,
than
and by
this.
now you must refuse to see it as like a personality trait or a bit.
You know, I guess. I wanted to see it. It was back in theaters. I think this year or last year. Maybe it was last year for like the 25th.
No, they released it in memoriam of that submarine explosion. Like, we got footage of this thing we could have just showed you. Oh, they didn't.
It was back in theaters, and it was like an IMAX, and I did want to see it, but
Yeah.
I maybe even had a ticket, but like I got sick or something.
Oh, it's like God doesn't want him to.
Stopping me at every turn.
On Joe's,
Yeah.
I've never mentioned God on a podcast, nor do I believe in God. But on Joe's deathbed, I will roll in the tape of
Thank
Titanic.
God.
Wait, don't unplug him for a while. It's
And
just
Joe
you
is
switching over.
definitely dying before
He
me.
dies while you're switching VHS tapes from the first one to
Yeah,
the second
you do
one.
it with a cart like
Yeah.
they did in middle
Exactly.
school.
Why
Oh,
did she
God.
rewind
So-
the first
yeah.
one before switching them?
Exactly.
It felt like
Everyone thinks I killed Joe by trying to make him watch Titanic.
I'm doing a similar theater thing with Dune. I never saw it, and they're going. I'm
Yeah.
like, they'll probably put the first one back in theaters before the second one comes out. I don't want to watch Dune on my phone.
Right? No, I feel that with a lot
And
of
I think I'll just skip that one altogether.
That's fine.
Every
no
iteration.
Dune. No Dune
Every
for me.
iteration.
No Dune for me, baby.
Dune and Dune.
Yeah.
And the Dune, the David Lynch Dune.
Oh yeah, and the second one, Dune.
Two Dune.
Two Dune. Two.
No Dune.
Wow. I didn't see it originally because it was PG-13, and my parents were, my mom in
That's so
particular,
cute.
was pretty much like.
And honestly, I wish that I hadn't had that throw off
Right.
my
Yeah, sexual journey.
right.
Yeah.
It was that in the Bridges of Madison County. I thought sex was like getting in a bathtub with Meryl
Clint
Streep and
Eastwood
Clint
and-
Eastwood. that whole movie,
Which you're
they're
still
just
trying to do.
Right,
in a bath,
right.
and she makes him fried chicken. I was like, this is sex. That's like my first memory of being aroused.
It's a bummer to think that sex might involve Clint Eastwood at all.
Yeah. And
right
yet
now,
often,
in retrospect.
Often
Yeah.
it does, even in newer Clint Eastwood movies. The Mule, he has a three-way at least once.
Right.
Yeah,
How do you
maybe.
think they get
That
the
I'll
drugs
see.
in there?
But obviously, like as a person who has lived in American culture, there are certain hallmarks of this movie that I know
Right.
that I attempted to work in there. But no, I have never. I don't think I've even seen a little bit of it on TV.
Have you seen that one image? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you know, in like
no
you're-
one can see
Right.
me.
Do you
but
think
I'm,
you've seen anything outside of the
I'm doing the thing where you
things?
spray
Arms
out your
and-
arms.
arms out. Well,
on
because
the
like
bow. I'm king of the world.
I'll watch the Oscars and that'll show up in a montage, right? And he'll say I'm king of the world, or like I've been to the Academy Museum, or and like you'll. So there's like because it's a culturally significant movie.
Right.
There's like little snippets that you will see or hear.
Even amongst culturally significant movies, it is more significant.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably of that whole decade, maybe of like our modern lives.
Well, because it's not only like a Best Picture winner, critically lauded like achievement of filmmaking, but it was also far and away the most successful film.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you adjust for inflation, it's still maybe like
Gone with the Wind and It, I think.
And
are,
everyone loves the sinking ship.
that's Amy's theory. I don't necessarily co-sign that. I'm not sure what she's getting at exactly, but sure, yeah, everyone likes a sinking ship. Amy's just sitting there watching the movie like I'm waiting for it to go down.
Yeah, that was the
Let's-
only reason.
let's
That and the sex
move.
part. No, the sex part was just a
Caught you by surprise, I
welcome
would
treat.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nice little candy at the bottom of the cereal.
Mm.
Or wait, toy at the
Yeah, it
bottom
would
of
be
the
yeah,
cereal.
they don't put
Yeah, no,
candy
no.
at
You
the
guys didn't
bottom.
get one Skittle at the bottom of your cornflakes.
Hooray! I've
Okay,
been a good boy.
so cast this however you'd like. You can play parts. We'll have you read the.
Yeah, I'll read the scene descriptions. Kyle, why don't you be the ticket taker?
Finally.
And then also you can be Bobby. I will play Jack. Amy, I would like you to play Rose. I would also like you to play Abner.
Perfect.
And-
I'm a born Abner.
And
You know, in the actual movie, Kate Winslet did a similar Eddie Murphy-esque thing, playing Rose and Abner.
and then Kyle, why don't you also play Victor Garber from Alias? And
If there's anyone you want to cast as it goes, too. you
yeah,
can
sure, and we'll see how that works.
Ticket Bobby Victor.
Yeah,
That sounds like phonetic code, very much so.
and or should I? Maybe I should make you play. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and play Jack, Kyle?
With Ticket, Bobby, and Victor?
And then I'll take on Bobby just so it doesn't get too confusing.
Ticket, Jack.
Yeah, great. Yeah, because I'll be reading the descriptions and we gotta have you in the damn mix.
Sure.
And then I will also play Celine Dion. All right, I think that'll cover it. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Exterior loading dock day 1918 England. Throngs of high society people in flowing dresses and tuxedos chatter to each other excitedly. Half the people have those like monocles that you hold up to your eye with a long stick. People are using them to scoop caviar from platters held by roaming butlers. Several guys independently do a bit where they hold it up to a woman's heaving bosom and then say something like, "Awooga." Everyone thinks it's hilarious, even if the women pretend they don't. Behind all of them, we see the big man himself, the Titanic. This thing is big and it is wet as hell. James Cameron makes sure to really give you all angles of this thing in a way that makes you wonder if he finds it attractive sexually. We get a nice loud toot toot from the ship's horn. I don't know, whatever you call it, it captures everyone's attention on the dock. Standing at the entrance to the Titanic is a ticket taker.
All aboard the unsinkable ship, the Titanic.
There are steps leading up to the ship somehow. In a rush, everyone giddily ascends, the women holding up their dresses and the men clutching their penises like little boys who have to pee real bad.
Have your tickets ready, and remember, this ship will not be sinking.
But if there exists a higher class, that means somewhere else.
Before we go too far, did you say the steps lead up to the ship somehow?
Yes.
That's like real life technology. They're just steps.
I guess, yeah, it would be on the dock, right?
Yeah, like a ladder, but like longer, like less.
Wait,
I really want you to picture how they get onto the ship.
Right, because I was thinking
I kind of agree with Joe that they do. Those stairs seem to defy gravity.
They're like windy. Like
Okay.
like how you would go up a parking
yes,
garage.
okay, that's right. Windy helps me to envision it, because at first I was like,
Okay.
Do they like scale it
Put
like
down
a pirate?
put down a rope. Yeah,
Because that's what I'm picturing when you say somehow is like
Some people they just flung on.
like,
yeah.
yeah.
The small people.
Those big sticks from Mad Max that they have on top of the
They-
cars.
they
Say
tossed
pole
right
vault.
in, yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't mean to derail it.
No. I'm glad you did, because I was just thinking, I was like, all right, boat comes up to dock, and then there are stairs, but I don't know exactly how they do that or how
And
they did
there is
it.
a lot like, and then the boat just stops there. You know what I mean? It just bumps into it. That's how.
Right.
Boats are pretty inexact science.
Exactly. Thank you for
Well,
bringing
definitely
up.
this boat.
And
Foreshadowing.
we did bring a scientist, Amy, here.
I'm a
She's a
doctor.
PhD,
I have a PhD, not in boats.
but someday.
One of the other ones. There's two types of PhDs.
There's boats or non-boats, and I have one of the
You're
non-boat
a non-boat
PhDs.
PhD.
All right. Sorry.
No, it's good. All right. Exterior. So, as I said, but if there exists a higher class, that means somewhere else. Exterior, food market, just a few blocks over. Vendors are selling their wares in an outdoor market on the dirty streets of Who Gives a Shit, England. A grimy teen with beautiful, piercing blue eyes crouches beside a cart of potatoes. He's got a cabbie hat and also perfect American bone structure. This is Jack. He looks around before shoveling dozens of spuds into his burlap sack. With the coast clear, he scurries off. But he runs right into a British police officer, or as they like to be called, a Bobby. Where do you think you're going? And is that dozens of spuds?
I don't know. Is he British
He's
in the movie? I
No,
don't even
he's-
remember. He's
he's
American.
I wrote him as
Okay,
I said
he's
he had
American in
American
here.
bone structure.
Right,
so that
right.
was-
But that could just be the hubris of Cameron's casting.
I
Okay.
have him as American.
I don't know. I'm just trying to.
You're just trying to steal dozens of spuds without paying any quid.
Please, my grandmother. She has the potato famine. If I don't get back to her,
Then how will she know her grandson is a lousy American criminal? The Bobby, and I did write it as Crimmy space null. The Bobby grabs Jack by the back of his collar and lifts him high into the air. Oi, now which way be the jail? The Bobby makes some calculations by looking at the sun and licking his dirty British index finger. Oh, I can't figure it out. To the ocean you go. The Bobby punts Jack so hard that he goes flying into the air.
I'm flying. Jack. That's my name. Jack, I mean.
As Jack braces for impact in the harsh Atlantic Ocean, he closes his eyes. Poof! Jack doesn't land in the water. He lands on a pile of pillows aboard the Titanic. The ship's pillow man does a double take at Jack on the pillows. You there!
I can explain.
I don't need you to explain a bloody thing. I need you to start delivering these fluffy pillows to the rooms of all these rich people.
Yes, sir. But also, what's the name of this ship?
This ship? Why, this ship here's the Titanic! The camera gets real close on his face. He looks into the camera. The unsinkable ship. Long pause.
Got it. Well, I'll be taking these pillows to the rooms then.
Jack leaves. After a moment, a similarly dressed teen named Abner approaches the pile of pillows.
Okay, I just gotta say, my British accent isn't good.
It better be.
Sorry about that.
I love when they didn't feed Abner in that orphanage.
I was in the loo, I was. Me, the real pillow man's assistant.
Wait a second. That means... The pillowman takes out a pistol and shoots Abner. You're an imposter. Also, I'm face blind.
Nice to meet you, face blind. I'm Abner.
And Abner dies.
And that's my British accent.
I thought it was good.
Thank you.
You brought Abner to life, only for him to die moments later. Interior, deluxe suite on the Titanic. A fancy man who looks like Victor Garber from Alias is pacing his room, occasionally looking at his gold timepiece. On the fainting couch sits his daughter, Rose.
We paid extra for the deluxe room, and yet your fainting couch has nary a pillow.
Father, it's fine. The brochure says the Titanic has one of the world's finest pillowmen on board. I'm sure he can fix this.
If you have to consult a pillowman, he was never a good pillowman in the first place.
Victor Garber from Alias throws his timepiece against the wall and it shatters, making a lot of boing and sproing sounds.
This isn't about the pillowman, is it?
No, Rose! It's about how you won't marry Billy Zane.
He's fucking weird! There's a reason out of all the characters in this movie, he's the one where it's like, who the hell is that guy? He didn't go on to do anything of note. Like the biggest movie of all time and just... Hold, I'm gonna look up his IMDb. Okay, yeah, the movie season after this one are all insane. I woke up early the day I died. Susan's Plan. Pocahontas 2. Promise Her Anything. The Believer CQ. Morgan's Ferry. Not a bad one. Claim. Land Speed.
Oh, those all sound like fine movies.
Susan's Plan, Daddy? You'd go see a movie called Susan's Plan?
But Billy Zane is rich, and you are rich, and I am rich, and you will marry him, and that is final.
But what if I meet someone else? Okay, she's Cockney now.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And I fall in love with him.
Well, I mean, it isn't a lot of, like, class just performative.
Right.
How on earth are you going to meet someone else, Rose? We live in a castle.
There's a knock on the door. In walks Jack.
Pillowman's assistant, do you guys need pillows?
Rose and Jack lock eyes. The Celine Dion song immediately starts playing. I think I remember the words. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you'll go on. Once across the distance will feel you. That is 'cause the heart will go on. As this song plays, we get a quick montage of Jack and Rose falling in love. They spin around. They fall down onto the pillowman's pile when he isn't looking. Jack does the monocle joke on Rose's cleavage. They fuck in a car.
Now we're talking.
Near, far, wherever you are, I concede that the heart will go on and on. As the sun is setting, Jack and Rose are on the hull of the ship. I think it's the hull. Like the point or whatever. They're on the point, feeling the damn breeze hit their beautiful skin.
Close your eyes.
If you're going to do the monocle thing again with my boobs, I want to see you do it. I acted like I was offended before, but I actually thought it was hilarious. You should do stand-up comedy.
It's like actually a Sam Raimi version of the movie. If it's anyone says, no, it's not that. Close your eyes.
She does. Jack guides her arm into a Jesus pose.
I'm flying, Jack.
Suddenly, Jack flashes back to how this all started. Him flying in the air after getting kicked in the butt by the damn Bobby. He remembers the potatoes and his grandmother.
Grandmama.
What?
I can't do this. It's the potatoes.
Suddenly, the ticket taker is back.
Iceberg! Dead ahead!
All the rich people come huffing and puffing out of their rooms. They are confused, shocked, and several people mutter, "But I just got my pillows."
I'm king of the world!
Everyone stares at Jack.
I just remembered I had to say that, and we're running out of time. I'm sorry.
The Titanic hits the iceberg, and that fucker goes sideways fast. And you know those pricks on the violin and cello and whatever keep playing. Before you know it, everybody is in the ice-cold Atlantic Ocean. Jack and Rose can't find each other because while the ship was going down, Jack had to take a huge shit. Rose was confused because as a rich person, she doesn't do those kinds of things. Rose swims up to a floating door and slides on top. Her eyes dart around the dark ocean looking for that beautiful American bone structure.
Jack!
Jack hears her and lets go of the door he was hanging onto. There are a lot of doors floating in the ocean, but true love makes him abandon his door for Rose's door. He doggy paddles over there.
Rose!
Oh my God, I thought you died doing that thing you were describing that I didn't understand. Toilet?
Yes, they're called toilets, and you go poop and pee in them.
Oh, Jack, someday you'll teach me about these things.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty cold. Also, I forgive you about the potato thing and my grandmother. That wasn't your fault. Also, I'm not a Pillman's assistant either. These are things I got to get off my chest before I...
Jack freezes solid like a damn popsicle.
No!
Match cut to 1997. Same doc as before. We see Rose, but now she's Rose, old lady version. She is softly whispering no, like she did when she let her boyfriend freeze to death.
No.
She takes out an expensive necklace that I forgot to work in here, but it's like really important.
I never learned to go poop or pee.
She throws the necklace into the water.
And I never will.
She falls into the water. The Celine Dion song plays again as she sinks to the bottom. I'm going to try the part where she's really belting it. You're here, there's nothing I fear, and I know that the heart will go on in. And that little pan flute is playing, and across the screen we see the text that reads, Billy Zane will return in Susan's plan. And that is the end.
What was Susan's plan?
I did look it up. It was a John Landis movie that went direct to video.
Oh, Suzanne's plan. Okay.
Oh, Susan's plan.
All right. We'll be right back, and then we're going to talk about that. All right, we're back. Not Susan's plan. I should have prefaced. We can talk about that, but that was great. I think you nailed it. I think you.
Great job, Joe. You hit all the
main things.
You hit all the icebergs of the story.
You only missed Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls.
I didn't get the draw. I assumed that would be in the montage.
Right,
I didn't have a lot of time to expand, but
right. I mean, you even nailed like the cut. Future movement, like the what is it called, the same cut or whatever, match cut.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
I don't think it happens on the dock, but I do think it happens to her aging is a match cut and
she's
remembering.
like young and hot, and suddenly she's like shriveled.
Yeah, and I don't know what something happened to really fuck her looks up, and I don't know if it was 100 years, or some sort of MLM makeup, but something really got her.
Damn.
Over the year. But you were jarringly close.
That feels great.
I prefer your version.
Thank you so much. Maybe someday we can put it on camera.
What part did you miss? The fucking dumb poker.
Yeah, the poker thing was completely
that's because it's pointless.
Surprise to me.
Yeah, I only discovered that recently, and
Yeah.
I was like, man, I gotta win a ticket to
A
hell.
big ship.
It is like it's like they were like, how did they get the tickets in Willy Wonka? I need to do that in 7 minutes, not even in 30 seconds.
They should
I need
make
a
the
poor
kids
guy
in
on
Willy
the boat.
Wonka play craps or something.
Well, because as I was writing like all the rich people going on, I was like, oh, there has to be some way like someone of a lower class gets on here.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe like does he like work on the boat or
No,
something?
he wins a trip to away forever. He wins
A
moving.
one way ticket out of there.
That's actually how Tom Hanks got on the Apollo 13 thing. He won
was
a
playing
right,
Baccarat,
right, it was
and-
Baccarat. It was on a cruise, ironically.
I also know that on every ship's maiden voyage, I read this in a book. They slam a bottle of not
Champagne.
slam, yeah.
That's I
they
think what
break
started
it.
the hole in the hole.
That's what I always wondered. Is I was like, isn't champagne splattering everywhere?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it goes in the water.
Yeah. Don't worry, the
What a
glass
waste
just
of-
kills fish.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's shard, like it's never made sense to me in my mind. Shards flying.
But they're
you know?
they're christening it. I think they call it
Yeah.
christening.
yeah.
Did they do that in the Titanic?
Oh,
Feels like they-
probably.
feels like they used the wrong champagne.
The cursed champagne.
Yeah,
Cursed
we shouldn't have used the cursed champagne called bomb champagne.
Yeah, exactly. Iceberg champagne.
Oh,
sinking
man.
sinking
well,
ship.
at least we learned from that, the Titanic, and we don't die visiting it all the time.
Well, I always felt like what they learned is if a man is really confident that you're not going to hit an iceberg, you're definitely hitting an iceberg.
They're gonna do another Titanic, right? It seems
I
like
think they have.
yeah.
I don't mean movie like Titanic,
Yeah, no,
but I
that's
think
what I
they've
meant.
like built.
ship.
Oh, I think they've built another one like this one's bigger than the.
Oh, I thought you
no,
were
when's
saying
the last time
another
we ever
movie?
learned from anything?
Right, that's how I feel. It's like every time there's some big event where the lesson is obvious, we always do the thing
I
that goes
mean,
against
like,
what
if you-
we allegedly learned.
Watch or read about like Chernobyl and just how many people had to just pretend everything was fine for that to just be the biggest natural or like man disaster of a century. That's just what the Titanic was.
Uh-huh.
Even when they hit the thing, they pretended it was fine for a minute.
They should do an animated Titanic.
You could call it Teen Titans.
Titanics, yeah.
Yeah, where it's all like mice, something like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But they're
They're
all
just on
amongst
a-
their
It's like
feet.
the mice that are at the bottom of the ship.
But they're just on a little. I was thinking they're just on like a little tiny boat on a
Oh
little
yeah,
creek.
they're on the mini Titanic. Yeah.
It goes
and they
down.
get killed by us poisoning the Amazon.
Damn.
We'll get them next time. I
Um,
mean, our species. That's humans dying off. Let's run it back.
There are people who believe that it was not an iceberg, like the
Ooh,
conspiracy theory.
what do they
that-
believe?
They were. I don't know what. I'm sure there are a bunch of different theories, but people like there's no way an iceberg took down the Titanic.
This
I know what
sounds
they
like
I know what they probably believe, and I bet it's one specific religion.
The Jews did
Yeah,
it.
I mean, if
I
I'm gonna,
did
when it all, when you really,
This is a conspiracy theory I can get behind. I, a Jew, took down the Titanic.
It makes you feel powerful.
Yeah.
anytime you run out of like who to blame in the conspiracy
Oh,
theory,
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like, well,
one road back to
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Judea.
Yeah.
all
Back to
seas
just me
part
with my
to
little
one.
horns.
I
That's
think
why
that it
you're wearing a
is-
hat.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
It's a Texas hat.
yeah, and I'm shooting down Titanics
I think I would love it if it was something other than the iceberg.
with
You-
my Jewish stars, like
Throwing
Jewish
stars.
ninja
Your
stars.
star at David's that
Yeah,
you're throwing
exactly,
like ninja stars.
exactly.
Yeah, they actually hit at a higher rate because of the extra points.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so crazy to think anything other than people are dumb with egos
Mhm, it
is
didn't
really what's
prepare.
caused most
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Hubris.
Yeah, they were like, we do not, one thing we don't need to worry about, icebergs, any floating shit in the water.
I generally, when it comes to conspiracy theory, I think this: how many people would have to keep this secret? Because no one ever has kept a secret
Nope.
ever.
No, it's impossible.
So, like Kennedy, this murky situation with why and how he was that's like 4 guys, and they all get killed. That's not a hard thing to cover up the origins of. Like the moon landing. You think there's 1,000 people that wouldn't brag about that? Think about how many people you've met who told you they were a grip on how to lose a guy in 10 days. If someone
And it's
worked
a
the
lot.
set,
I would love to meet
or
the
like
grip
if-
on how to lose a guy in 10 days.
everyone in LA brags
Now
about
we're
like
talking a
I was
great
a
romantic
PA
comedy.
on.
Mhm.
If someone was a PA on the moon landing,
moon.
they would have used it to get laid.
Yes.
It would not have persisted this long.
And yet I'm bragging that I'm the Jew from the moon landing.
It's
Who
me, the
caused
Jew
it,
from the
yeah.
Titanic
Yeah,
sinking.
Yeah, it's me, the Jew who faked the moon landing.
Does that do anything for you
Yeah.
guys?
Not yet, not yet. If the Jews run Hollywood, hasn't tell my
Well, with these
tell my
greedy
manager.
writers and the strike,
Oh boy, they
we're
think,
anti-strike. No, we're not.
they think they deserve a living.
That's
What an insane thing to say.
I mean, every time I think
heart
about
will.
this, the statements that come out from the executives, which are like have gone through PR funnels and
Yes.
a million and they're just like, I think writers should all be killed by their parents, and we should eat their. And you're like, that's what you ended up saying.
Yeah. This
Like,
was
imagine
the
what
polished
was-
version.
Right,
What's happening behind closed doors. Is
right. Like, what are
really-
you saying?
Like the
that's what
nicest
comes
thing
out?
they've said is like, chill out.
Yeah, it really was. It's insane. They think they should make a living writing. Oh, that was Bill Maher, actually.
It was Bill Maher.
At least he
Someone who's in
doesn't
the
have
guild.
writers.
Yeah, not anymore.
No,
I wrote a packet for the Bill Maher show a long time ago. Didn't get the job.
that's
Well.
okay. I won't tell anyone. But could you imagine if you had? You could have been bragging about it on the Titanic.
I could've.
I think you really did nail it with the script.
Yeah, good
I
job,
love the
Joe.
so much.
tambourine. You got the band going down with it.
Oh, thank you.
It occurred to me as I was like, okay, it's got to go down. I'm running out of pages. We got to get the band plays on.
I gotta say something about the tambourine, which is you really forget it exists, and then when you start playing it, it's hard to stop.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I bet the listeners love that.
Yeah. For audio-based podcasts, I like repetitive jingle in the background. People like, especially just off any sort of beat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not me.
No, you
I'm
were on
perfectly
beat.
on
I mean,
beat. As I gently set down the tambourine.
Looking back at the Titanic, because in the movie they make the captain out to be like very selfless for going down
Yeah.
with the ship he sunk due to his hubris.
Right.
Do we think he got too much credit for being brave for dying? They really are like, they're like, please, Captain, get off the boat. And he's like, I won't.
No.
I'll go
I
down.
love
It's just a guy who doesn't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, I mean, because he'll also have to face consequences.
Well,
should
yeah,
he
he'll be
live.
the biggest, what's the word? Coward? The biggest.
The
you know.
most unsinkable coward, if you will.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, would he? Who takes the blame? Right? Is there?
God.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
the ship's hull.
Honestly, probably like 8 poor people.
The
I'd say they
iceberg.
threw him under the bus, but
So to
it was a
speak.
boat
yeah.
because they lived down there.
Yeah, because I don't know if there was ever like some sort of lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like, was there some?
It was
sort
hull versus iceberg.
'Cause
It sounds like two wrestlers suing each other.
Yeah.
That's Brett the Hitman Hull versus the Iceberg versus Bill Ice Goldberg. I have no idea. This is such. I know we talked. This is such a big movie, bigger than anything.
Gigantic.
So large that we let James Cameron live. He literally went to the boat and lived to tell about it, which is like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, yeah,
What do you mean
He went down to the
boat?
Titanic.
He did.
in a little
He's
submarine.
done submersibles too.
I believe he has the world record for the furthest submarine trip.
Wow,
He went into like
I'm
the
learning
Mariana
a lot
Trench.
today.
Yeah, and you know that's what they were checking out when that submarine exploded.
Oh, I didn't know it was the Titanic.
They were going to
I
look
thought they
at
were
the
just
ruins.
Honestly,
looking
they
at
would have
the-
taken any
I
of them.
thought they were looking at miscellaneous wrecks.
You know, imagine you blow up just seeing a fish.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Where's the one that glows?
Yeah, I want to see.
And I honestly get claustrophobic when I'm snorkeling, which I'm like, breathing through
Yeah.
that snorkel.
How
like
often do you snorkel?
a handful of times.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went snorkeling in March
How was it?
in Catalina.
I've been, that's where I've been, in Catalina.
It's really, really.
It's a little too
it
cold
rained
for me.
on the way there, which was a
Yeah.
bummer because then you couldn't see anything.
Oh.
And then I saw a funny orange. There are a lot of funny orange fish.
Clownfish.
Yeah. And
I grew up going to Catalina and getting in that water.
I bet
going
there used to be
snorkeling.
more clownfish before
The
The
Nemo-
icebergs?
before the icebergs melted and raised them
Before
onto
Nemo.
land.
What do you think happened after Nemo? Kids
Everyone
tried to
got
catch
them as
him?
pets, I think.
Really?
That
So
tends,
scooping them up.
yeah, same thing
Eating
happened
them?
with Ford tow trucks after Cars,
Cars.
too.
Yeah.
Wow.
After
but
Mater's
I heard
Big
after
Adventure.
101 Dalmatians, kids kept getting bitten in the face because Dalmatians aren't that friendly and they would
Good.
get in their faces.
Good. Stop wanting forever the thing in a cartoon.
I thought you were going to say, like, kids, stop having a nose.
I'm going to make a cartoon about safely storing weapons in your house as pets and see if the country can learn anything from or going to school safely, the cartoon. It'll be a Pixar
That
short
sounds
about how one man with
boring as hell.
dementia does it alone. But I touched a piece of kelp scuba diving and you couldn't see anything, and I screamed so loud someone above heard me.
Someone on land.
Someone out not underwater
Yeah.
heard this, and I was fully down. Underwater.
A kelp yelp.
Just a kelp up. Yeah, 0
Did
stars.
you have to take a special class to go scuba diving?
No.
Okay.
Or not? No, snorkeling. No, scuba diving. You for sure would.
snorkeling,
I was just snorkeling, but I would,
Okay,
know,
yeah. Oh, you were
fin
diving
down.
Have you
Yeah.
ever been snorkeling?
No.
We should go look at some kelp or something.
Yeah, it's kelp. Don't look. Catalina's like was it Jacques Cousteau has like a plaque there because he said it was one of his favorite places to scuba dive.
Turns out I go to a lot of places without knowing much about them, as you're talking about.
Oh,
it.
you didn't take a whole boat ride there to learn about this?
So hold on. Is snorkel the thing where you've got like a straw?
Yeah, you just have
Yeah.
a tube.
And so you're just kind of looking into the water.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
the
you can
tube?
even do it in a pool. You know,
Yeah.
you could do it
If you
anywhere.
were-
You could do it without
Stupid.
the water.
You're weird. Yeah.
It's just you at the YMCA lap pool.
just checking out.
But yeah, I mean, I'm afraid of.
But a rough sea will
Actual
put it wide
scuba.
over. Me too.
Scuba, seems.
I have a little bit of claustrophobia, and that stuff kind of freaks me out, going
Yeah.
like underwater.
Yeah, if you were, because then you have to, your body pressure changes a bunch, and you have to do
Oh,
all
I
these
mean,
weird steps.
A
and, like-
submarine is like my worst nightmare.
it is so crazy that you're like, we're in a small studio, and this is 3 times the size of the submarine 4 people were in. So imagine we
Man.
put 9 more people in here and then go underwater.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to make a comfortable rest of the podcast. Imagine your worst fear is right now in here. I don't know if I could scuba all. I kept having to go up to feel okay and be like, it's right up there. It's
Yeah,
right up there.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
though
yeah.
there are like children scuba diving around
Yeah,
me.
Yeah,
And
playing,
they're just
laughing,
like exactly
splashing
like
each other.
coming up with a fish. They're like, this is
Yeah.
Eric, and
Yeah.
like holding them and stuff. And
And you're like gripping onto some
Fish
Oh,
fucking
man.
rock.
we just don't belong there.
No, it's not our domain. It's not our domain.
I
No.
barely belong here. On
Every time there's a
regular-
whale on the
Earth.
land, it's on the news.
Yes, because we feel threatened that they will
Mhm.
take over. That's why. We think the whales are coming to
With their breathing apparatus
usurp
and their
us.
pressure
Yeah.
changing devices.
I had a babysitter when I was growing up who
Wow,
told me
go
that
off.
she told me that if all the whales died, the world would fall off its axis and we'd die, and it made me very into
I
the
think
whales.
maybe if all the whales got like the leftovers.
Yeah, well, she made me very afraid for the whales. That lasted a good few years of my childhood. I was like, save the whales. We're going to die.
because I don't
Yeah.
want to get thrown off the axis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like 6.
I don't know,
What do you
yeah.
want from me, 7?
I mean, that's fine. No one's mad at you here
Yeah.
for thinking
I'm
that.
not-
for a
I'm
minute.
not-
We're kind
I
of
wasn't-
mad at the babysitter.
I thought that
Yeah.
might be right.
She told me a lot
Now.
of wild things. I think she was.
I spent a couple minutes right now thinking that could be
That-
real.
yeah.
If they all disappeared at the same time, that's a lot of
Yeah.
mass disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
If
like
she
a
didn't
mass
explain
disappearance.
Hey, in the literal sense,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of tons.
Well, at least those people blew up in that submarine.
Do you think anyone in tribute played "My Heart Will Go On" for those guys?
Yes. Not only that, but I bet it trended on TikTok. Like that big of a thing. I bet enough people
Yeah,
really got
okay.
into it. I bet Celine Dion saw like not like a Mariah Carey Christmas bump, but like a little bit of an extra bump to that song
Mhm.
around that, because people would revisit the movie. People would just play it. There's
Mm-hmm.
tons of parties going on all the time, I hear. So people could be playing it at those.
And be like,
in
"Hey, everybody,
theory.
a moment for the submersible."
Yeah.
And then you hit the.
Yeah. And I think it
That
takes
was a
a while.
beautiful
It was really
rendition. You
good.
singing.
It was
by
like
the way.
was it a fife?
Some sort of
They
flute
play?
or yeah.
That would make more sense than the thing that the mythical creatures played.
Yeah.
Did Celine Dion have that ring that made you disappear? All right, we have to take one more break, and then we're going to get back. We're going to play a few games and see who wins the podcast. If you sing it too good, we'll get flagged.
Okay.
There's old episodes of this no longer up because I would just, if you wrote that in, I would just play the entire song.
Oh yeah, no.
And the robots, like the second AI was invented, it was about keeping some rich people's copyright.
Damn straight.
Which I heard that if you are in a public scenario and you don't want to be taped, if you play a Taylor Swift song, have you
Yeah.
heard this?
Play a
Her
Beatles
people are like
song
very,
or
like the Beatles, they're
Prince.
very, very good at copyright scrubbing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
So if a youth ever runs up to you with a lav mic in their hand on Venice
Just
Beach,
play-
So it'd be like,
To ask you
"Hey,
your body
Jude."
count?
Yeah, what's your body count?
that was the weirdest part of Titanic you left out, was when he asked her body count.
And turns out the biggest body count was the Titanic itself.
Yeah, that thing is run through.
Also, a lot of people died on it.
All right, I'm going to write this down as when the break is. All right, we're back. Great movie about dinosaurs.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
And a pretty good Sega Genesis game.
Is that so?
Yeah. We're going to play a few games here on the podcast. This first game depends on what button I hit here. This is called Before and Afters.
I like this game.
Wow, that sounded so cool.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't make it. Thank them. Thank you to them from them.
Yes.
I don't think I know how to, even for praise to exist in the room I'm in, makes me feel bad. Yeah, we got some good theme songs written by some cool musicians and stuff in here.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
This one, Before and Afters. How it works is 2 movies have been smashed together into one movie. I will read you the smashed together plot. You have to tell me the smashed together title. So some smashed together titles, for instance, Teen Titanic. That's sort
a
of
great
Teen
one.
Titans and Titanic. Wolf of Wall Street.
I'll be great at this. I know about 6 movies.
Great. I hope these 12 are
all,
those
yeah.
6. You can work together or you can compete against one another.
You're going down.
There's a possible 5 points to be divvied up based on work put in.
Okay.
Understood.
Here we go, number 1. Oh, I want to give a shout out. Some of these titles were written by fans of the podcast on our Discord. Shout out Awesome Unicorn, Bubs, Occam's Fraser, which is a great name.
That's good.
Masubi and Moist. And
Wow, that's
for writing
Masubi.
some of these, you can submit stuff if you want to. It's basically just a big message board for fans. If you want to get on Discord, it's free. Go to fart.kyleairs.com. That'll take you there, and you can do all that and play before and afters against a AI robot in there. Everything. Anyways, here we go. Number 1. A 21-year-old con man forges his way through life, becoming a doctor, lawyer, and even the pilot of a plane that is carrying some of the worst criminals alive.
Is it Catch Me If You Con Air?
Catch Me If
Oh
You
my
Con
God.
Air.
And I was about to say the talented Mr. Rip, and then I had nothing.
The talented Mr. Rip Torn, a
yeah,
great documentary about one of our
yeah.
finest character actors.
Good job, Joe. You're really going to trounce
All right,
me on
that's
this. I'm not feeling
3
good.
points for Joe, 2 points for Amy. Number 2. 2 survivors of a shipwreck, a 16-year-old boy and a ferocious tiger, witness a murder and leave behind only a fancy strain of weed that can be traced back to them.
The Jungle Book Pineapple Express.
Is it Life of Pineapple Express?
Life of Pineapple Express.
Why did I say the Jungle Book?
You got scared.
I got scared.
All right,
I
that
just
one
felt like I
is
had to say something before you because you were going to get it.
Sure. No, that's a good tactic.
And you did.
2 more for Amy. Got Pineapple Express in there first.
That's true.
3 for Joe. 6-4.
Great.
They get more difficult. Some would say, I say more difficult. Sometimes people give me the feedback of worse. So either one of those 2. Here we go.
Okay.
A young man quickly rises to fame in the adult film industry, but he accidentally releases a curse that brings all of the creatures in a museum
Boogie
to
Nights
life.
at the museum.
Boogie Nights at the museum. Wow.
Good job, Joe.
Wow. Sometimes it just scratches the itch. in a
Sometimes
part of your brain.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing the movie and I'm like, that sounds crazy.
3
Like that was
points.
all I was thinking.
Yeah, 3 points for Amy on that one.
I was
2
like,
points for Joe.
that sounds like a crazy movie.
Yeah.
Someone should write
Yeah, I
those.
was like, damn.
We should do this for real. This is the movie.
Here we go. An interdimensional rupture leads a woman to see the lives she could have led, and she must save the universe with the help of a basketball-playing dog.
Everything,
Is it-
everywhere, all at Air Bud. That doesn't make sense.
I was gonna
Oh, but you were
say,
there.
Was it Interstellar, Bud?
No, but that would be a better combination. You had it right. You got to just get the right sound in there.
I'll let you do it.
Everything, everywhere,
Say it.
Bud.
Good.
Everything, everywhere, bud, all
Thank
at
you.
once.
Now
Correct.
that's working together.
5 points to Amy. 5
Okay,
points to Amy
good,
on that
thank
one.
you.
She totally soloed that one.
Joe did not help at all.
No helping in the slightest.
No. helping
Ain't no
me.
rule that says Amy can't answer them alone.
Thank you.
2 more. The Beatles go on a rock and roll comedy adventure where they follow a police scanner in an attempt to film horrible crimes and sell the footage to the news.
A Hard Day's Nightcrawler.
Wow.
Neither movie occurred to me. I was just chilling.
It's
I
5
was
to Joe.
honestly there,
And
I
we're
just
actually
was-
taking one from Amy for
I
that
was
harsh
thinking-
admitting
yeah.
of not ever heard of either. of
I
them.
was thinking my own thoughts during that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Arf.
I think I saw you sign up for MySpace during that one. I
It's
thought it was a
like,
weird
huh.
use of the time, but
Oh, Movie Pass is back.
I didn't
you
know
were clicking on what were
that
crosswalks.
A Hard Day's Night was like a Beatles comedy.
I think it's like it's like a mockumentary about them, or like a documentary.
It's
comedy,
it's a
movie,
movie.
script- yeah.
It's like a scripted movie.
No,
but
they're
show
in
us-
the movie, but they're sort of like
They play themselves.
yeah.
Mm.
They're just so funny and egoless.
I love the Beatles.
Here we go.
I'm not
Final
afraid.
one.
Okay.
I love the Beatles.
Me too.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Uh,
Absolute freaks.
Some people who
People
I
who
don't
like to be edgy,
Yeah,
and
they
they're
do.
like, you know who
Who
I
think they're
like, and then
edgy.
they say like the Monkeys, and I'm like, I don't.
you can like 2 things.
Okay, but they
Absolutely.
mean like the Monkeys are better, and I'm like, this is not
I
a.
don't know who you're talking to,
Yeah.
but they sound
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
You should ask the Monkeys who they think is better. I bet they'll say, well, they'll probably say Monkeys. All right, final one. Maybe potentially the worst one we've ever had. And difficult plot to put together. A middle-aged man going through an unexpected divorce navigates the single life with help from a professional bachelor friend who took him around the world to Italy, India, and Bali.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be something Eat Pray Love, but it's that one with Steve Carell and
Holy shit.
and
is it
Ryan Gosling.
Eat, Pray, Crazy Stupid Love?
It is. It's still here's how we got these. Crazy Eat Stew Prayed Love. I'm gonna give all the points there to whoever wrote that one in the Discord.
And humiliating that I knew Eat Pray Love so immediately.
You
know?
really, I mean, it was a book.
No, but
It was a
Crazy
book. It was a bad
Crazy
book.
Stupid Love is great. I love that movie.
I like
Yeah,
that
me
movie.
too.
I have one issue with the movie, which is that it has 2 commas in the title and it only needs 1.
Oh, we have Grammar Boy over here.
But yeah,
Wow.
I mean, PhD, back me up. It should be Crazy, Stupid Love, not Crazy, Stupid,
I like that movie
love.
because the coincidence.
She's not acknowledging.
I acknowledge you. And I
Are
think
you
you're
saying
right.
that like love isn't? You're saying stupid love is one of the things, or are
Well,
you saying
I'm
there should be
saying-
no
Saying
Oxford
crazy.
comma?
Crazy and stupid are describing love. They're
So
not.
we don't
they're
need
not
another
3
one in
separate
between
things.
Oh,
us.
it's not you're
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
you're stupid, you're in love.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You're right.
I put a comma in craze eat in between the Z and the E.
Well, that's
So-
that's
it
good.
looks kind of better with another comma. I think. Is
You would
why
think
they did
because
it, but
I
you
think
don't need
because
it.
of Eat, Pray, Love, because Eat, Pray, Love
Those 3 separate thoughts.
are there 3
Yeah.
verbs.
See,
too.
for me, it would be the eat and love would be one thing.
Crazy Stupid Love is cute because that coincidence where you find out that the girlfriend
It's a great reveal.
Is a good
Oh.
is like so satisfying and
It's a really great reveal
gets
that
you.
doesn't feel like we wrote this to be a gotcha.
Totally.
No, and
totally.
it fully took me by surprise.
Me too.
Me too. I think it's great. Great
that's hard to
cast.
do.
Super fun. They just don't make movies like that anymore.
I wish it were 2012 again or whatever.
All right, current score: Joe 13, Amy 12.
Damn,
was
so
13 to
close.
13, but that lost point for I forgot really putting us at a disadvantage here. All right, this next game we're gonna play. This game is called Character Card Head Guessing Game. The game, the character, basically, it's like that game Heads Up. Where you guys are going to be competing against one another. You are both the same movie or television character.
Okay.
You will alternate asking me yes or no questions to try and find out who you are. Am I a girl? Am I animated? Am I
I
in
thought
a
you were
movie?
gonna make us act
Things
it
like
out.
this. On a
I was like-
podcast?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was
This
like,
is
oh,
called
no.
charades.
No, I thought I was gonna have to be like, hello,
Oh, no.
puppet.
Yeah,
I don't know
Could
who that is.
I couldn't imagine cornering you into a British accent on this podcast.
Yeah, why would we ever do that? You're into it now,
And I'm
though.
so good at it, I'm not gonna
Pop
stop.
it. Who says that all the time?
Puppet.
Yeah,
Who is
I
that?
think that's like a Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's what it is.
Is it?
They all say that to Keira Knightley
Mhm.
every time, like every dead pirate.
Johnny
guy.
Depp, great boyfriend, great husband. Never has done a
If this
thing
is
wrong to
anything,
a
it's
woman.
a pro Johnny Depp's
He's
off-screen
never
behavior.
done anything bad to a
podcast.
woman.
Justice for Deb.
Well, here we go. So you'll alternate one back and forth. Does that make sense? Am I the blah blah blah?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think so. I
we'll
get it.
figure
If you
out.
want to guess who you are, am I
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow? If you're wrong, the next person gets 2 guesses.
Got
Okay.
it.
So go ahead and remove your headphones. I'm going to whisper to everyone
Oh.
at home who you are.
Got it. All right. And plug our
You
ears
plug
too.
those ears? Yeah. They are Matilda from the movie Matilda. This is how I get you back. Give me the bad posture Fonzie. All right. So whenever you're ready, Amy, you can ask the first question. You're a television or movie character from any movie or TV show ever. I'm gonna just safely assume you both know who this character is.
Great.
That might be a wrong assumption, but am I a kid?
Yes.
Am I male?
No.
Am I smart?
Yes.
Am I a cartoon?
No.
I would like to guess.
Okay.
Am I Matilda?
Holy shit!
Wow.
You
That's really good. That's very good.
Oh wow, this game is only
I'm
worth half a
redeeming
point, so you are still
myself.
down by
Okay,
half a point
great.
though. No, that's a what was that? That's like a 7 point. That was crazy.
You know, I think of Matilda as being the smartest small child who could like move shit with her mind.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
We
love Matilda. I
we
love that
certainly
movie.
didn't get that last part from the questions, though.
Well, in fact, I could only think of one smart girl. And it was Matilda.
If it wasn't,
This is more of a
the problem.
commentary on film that once you were a
Right.
smart girl, she knew the
I was
one
like,
you
smart
were.
child. It's either Hermione.
I was gonna guess
or
Hermione if it wasn't
Matilda.
Matilda, but I was.
I think I'm either of the options.
I'm Hermione or Matilda.
All right, well, we're gonna play another time. Go ahead and pull these off here.
Okay, great.
We'll whisper it again here. Give Joe a
Okay,
chance.
Great. Wow.
All right, they are Pumbaa from the animated Lion King, the OG. Pumbaa.
Hey.
Is that Borat?
No, that's Ryan Singer.
Okay.
I thought it was Justin Timberlake.
I just realized he's in the movie Just in Time.
Yes, he
And his
sure
name's
is.
Justin Timberlake.
100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we
That
don't
had to have been part of the poster.
we don't get that very often, where someone's first name is in the
No.
is in the movie.
Absolutely not. First name and lots of last name is the title of the movie. Doesn't come up a lot. Okay, Amy, since you won, actually, well, Joe, you'll ask the first question this time.
Every letter in Just in Time fits in Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, because you can't spell Just in Time without Justin Timberlake.
Other way around.
Yeah, you're right. You can't spell Just in Time super wrong without Justin Timberlake.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Yes, is the character male?
Yes.
Good. Just kidding.
We're back on the board,
Amy
fellas.
walks.
Am I male, Tilda?
Okay. Is the character how do I say this? Is he like
Hot.
smooth? Like
Like-
you know?
Like hairless?
No.
Oh,
Like-
like is he like
Suave.
debonair?
Suave. Debonair.
Oh, yeah. No.
Debonair.
No.
No. Okay.
Is
Cool second question, though.
I got
Well,
an
that
idea.
eliminates
so great.
Danny DeVito and
so it's
Matilda.
not Hitch.
That's the smoothest guy ever.
Is
Hairless.
the character human?
No.
That's just changed everything.
Yeah, right.
He's not smooth and he's not human.
What's the third thing something can be?
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Is this character able to talk?
Yes.
Is this a Disney character?
Yes.
Is this character a mammal?
Yes.
90s?
Yes.
Is this character a cat?
No.
Ooh, okay.
Were you thinking cat?
Well, when you answered that, you meant like the broader categorization of cats.
Feline.
Okay.
This character's not a feline.
Well, because there's a, I
I
mean,
think
like,
he wants to eliminate Simba.
yeah, it's exactly what I was
Oh, okay.
thinking.
All right.
Okay.
90s?
I love the 90s.
Strikes back.
Man, I really love that show till it struck back.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Is it Iago?
You are not Iago
Okay.
from Aladdin.
Damn.
Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
All right, 2 questions, Amy.
If I saw this movie that this character is in,
Uh-huh.
would it be reasonable to think I might cry?
Yes.
I got an idea.
Okay, go.
You got one more? Because he guessed
You have another
Iago.
question, yeah?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
Oh,
guessed. So
Am I Dumbo?
You are not Dumbo.
90s movie Dumbo.
Is that not from the 90s?
Dumbo's from like the 40s.
Well, there was another Dumbo. That when I was a kid, I saw Dumbo.
You saw the one from the 40s.
Oh, okay. Listen,
I
when
think
he said tearjerker, it made me think, gotta be Dumbo. That's one of the saddest.
it is very sad.
All right, I'm gonna guess again.
All right.
Is it the Beast from Beauty and the Beast?
You are not the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Did that come up in the 90s? Now I'm just thinking every Disney movie I saw is when
A lie?
I believe it started when I saw it.
I think
That's
Beauty
when
and the
life
Beast was like
begins.
1990 or
Conception-
1991. It's one of the
Conception
Yeah, early
begins
90s.
when I view it.
My question is,
The actual Titanic was in the 90s. The real boat, right? Because that's when we
That's
first-
when I viewed it. Yeah.
so Amy guessed and then I guessed. Does that mean I get another one? Because I get
Yeah,
2,
I think
Yeah,
so.
because
technically?
Joe was actually born 5 years ago when I met him. That's when he was conceived.
if I shut my eyes, this podcast hasn't started.
Yes, yes.
All right.
I think I met you around 5 years ago.
I'm cataloging.
All the sad
Yeah, the sad.
male animals.
Yeah. Sure am. Okay.
Ooh, I think I have one.
She has one. And I'm, maybe I will guess, is it Is the animal a dog?
No.
I knew it wasn't a dog.
What a waste of a fucking question.
Would you say, okay, so I might cry if I watched
I love the question. You're Joe, am I dog? Amy, if it was raining and I was a Libra, would I?
No. Okay, here's a question. Is one of my main personality traits kind of like, I'm a victim, everything's bad?
No.
Okay.
Incredible question.
No, Eeyore.
I think you get one more, right?
You do get one
okay,
more,
I get
yeah.
one more. Okay. In my universe that I live in, movie or show, do I have other animal friends?
Yes.
Am I Timon?
No.
My Timon. The way he said that.
Amy, 2.5 minutes. Joe, 3 words. No hesitation. Am I Timon? You are not Timon.
Oh, and you're not a feline. And you might cry watching you. Do I lose a parent?
No. Unknown.
You get 2.
Yeah.
Fuck. Am I domesticated?
No.
We established early on that this is a cartoon, right?
I don't think that was ever officially established.
Is it a cartoon?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah, I thought it was this.
Maybe it
established.
was. Oh,
Okay,
you could
I
do
don't
another
remember.
one because I think
Okay.
it was pretty much understood from
Yeah.
just talking.
Right. That's why I had lost the thread. Am I the main character of the movie?
No. Did you lose the thread because this is super engaging?
Yeah, I was so
And
engaged.
everyone's
that-
so
I'm
into it.
wondering, am I in a movie?
Yes.
Okay,
that
yeah,
was when
it
it was a
could be.
TV show?
You did say TV show character when we.
Wait, what was the main character answer?
Not the main character.
Not the main character.
Good question, Joe.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good
Steve
answer.
Harvey's frowning.
He's so mad. Oh, he hates it.
And he's a mammal.
And you picked characters that we would know.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
From this discussion, I would even assume you know them.
Okay, got it. Is the movie from the first part of the 90s? Meaning 90 to 95.
Yes.
Do I have a song associated with me that
Yes.
people like?
That's a good clue, I think.
Well, that's why I asked it.
And I'm glad I'm so glad you did.
Thank you for the feedback.
You asked about Timon.
Am I Pumbaa?
You are Pumbaa.
I was thinking too.
Asked Timon.
I did ask Timon, and then I was like, well, Timon's a mammal, but Pumbaa's got a snout, so and then I was like, wait a second, no,
Thank
he
God
could
you
still be.
got it, because I was about to
yeah.
ask something so embarrassing, and now nobody needs to know what I was going to
All
ask.
right.
Do I want to fuck this animal? This cartoon
You know
animal?
that's only dogs, Snoopy.
Well, hey, we're.
no, I wanted to know if a lobster was a mammal.
We got one more
No.
quick one
remember.
we're gonna play, but we're gonna wrap this episode up and we're gonna tag on the extra round on the Patreon. But I want to
Okay,
go and say
wow.
bye here.
And I would like to be paid 69 cents for every.
You want
listen.
half of my Patreon?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, thank you for being here and having never seen Titanic.
This was so great. What a fun time.
Amy, thanks for being here and having seen Titanic at a very pivotal moment of your life.
Thank you for
Adolescence.
letting me relive my horniness with Joe.
Both of
Your
you.
dream.
My dream. That's my dream. I love Joe.
Joe, let people know about anything you want to let them know about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comedy.
I have a sketch and comedy music album coming out called Funny Songs and Sketches. That will be out on September 29th. I believe there will be some sort of pre-order before then. But that's an album I worked really hard on and has a lot of, I think, really funny stuff on it. Amy makes an appearance at one point. So, listen to it and wait for that with bated breath.
Please.
I also have a few stand-up specials on YouTube. One called recommended based on your search history, and then my half hour from Comedy Central just suddenly appeared in full on YouTube recently.
yeah.
And
It's because I torrented it and threw it up there.
oh, thank you.
I got that thing on
wondering.
BearShare. The first time I tried to get it, I got a Puddle of Mud album accidentally. Guys,
man.
does your special?
But that's also good. We love the mud. And yeah, any of those things I mentioned, if you just follow me at Joe Kwa, JoeKWA, KWA on Instagram and TikTok, or JoeK on Twitter, I'll tweet and post about all that shit constantly. So
Awesome.
Okay, well, I have an album coming out that I'm on called Joe's Funny.
funny songs, sketches.
What's it called?
Funny songs,
Funny
sketches?
Songs and Sketches. So you can look for me on that. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Is Twitter even alive now? And
It's not called Twitter, but I
Whatever.
refuse to call
If
it.
you sit and call it X over and over
at
again.
Amy
yeah.
Silverberg, go to my website and you can read some of my writing.
Great.
I want to say you could pre-order my novel, but not quite yet. But hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully
when
soon.
I finish it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
let us
You'll have
know
to
and
do that
we'll
first.
send it out to everybody
Oh,
when you
yes. And I'm
Um,
touring a little in comedy, so you could come. Maybe I'll come to your city.
Ooh, can I come?
I would love that.
can. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I've never seen